Hello, good morning everybody. Welcome. It's Wednesday, the 3rd of June 2020. It's time for Phonics. So today we're going to be, first of all, building some different words with different spellings of the G sound that we've been focusing on so far this week. After that, we're going to move on to to try and recognise different spellings of the R sound in words and sort those out. And finally, today we're going to be building a sentence looking for different ways to spell the Z sound, okay, to see what you've remembered there as well. So first things first, as soon as you've got your whiteboard or your piece of paper, start off nice and easy. These are the three sounds that you need to build the word big. The word is big, but I want you to say each sound very clearly as you write it down and then read the sounds to read the word, just like we always do. And we say b, I, g. B, I, g, big. Good. Now, I would like you to use these sounds to build the word dig. Dig. Okay? And like so, we say d, I, g. D, I, g. Dig. Now, I want you to use the following sounds to build the word bigger. Not big, bigger. And I want you to notice what happens to the g sound. So this is the word big, b, I, g. And these are the sounds that you need for the word bigger. Hopefully you'll notice something. 2 syllables, your turn. Bigger, bigger. And we say b, I, b, g, g, b, g, bigger. Now, hopefully, what you've noticed is that in changing the word from big to bigger, we've changed the g spelling. So if we're adding a syllable, a suffix, onto the end of big, we're doubling the g sound with the double G spelling of g. Okay, and I'll show you how else that works in a different word here. So before we had the word dig. D, I, g. Now, using what we just learnt about the word bigger, can you spell the word digger? I'm sure you can. 2 syllables. Digger, digger. And I'll give you the sounds here in case you're not sure. The word is digger. Okay, and we say d, I, d, double G spelling of g, so now we have d, g, d, g, digger. And again, you can see that we've doubled the G for the g spelling in digger. Okay, so let's try that again. These are the sounds that you need to build the word jog. Out for a jog. And of course, we say j, o, g. Okay. Now, can you build the word jogger? Jogger. And these are the sounds to help. Jogger, jogger. And we say j, o, jo, g, g, jo, ga, jogger. Now you'll notice where that spelling of the g sound occurs in words. And it's often in two-syllable words, isn't it? And it's the start. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. It's the start of the second syllable in two-syllable words, like bigger and digger and jogger. Every time it's part of that second syllable. Okay? So keep an eye on that. When you're trying to spell words that have that g sound at the start of the second syllable, remember that pattern, okay? The double G, spelling of g. Okay, let's have a few more. Let's have... Where do we want here? Yeah, okay. Let's have the word ghastly. How ghastly. Two syllables. Ghastly. 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 Okay. So we have the GH spelling of g, hopefully you spotted. G. The A spelling of R. G, R. St. Ghast. L. E. Ghastly. Ghastly. And you'll notice that this spelling of g often occurs at the beginning of words. In fact, all of the words that we're using this week with that GH spelling of g, they all have that spelling at the beginning of the word, okay? So one more. This is the word ghoul. Ghoul. One syllable. And we say g, oo, oo. G, oo, oo. Ghoul. Okay, the last word for this part of the lesson is guide, as in a guidebook. Okay? One syllable. Guide. And we say g, I, d. And it's a different spelling again of g. It's the GU spelling of g, which again is often at the beginning of words. Okay, good stuff. So we've got those 4 different spellings, but just the one g sound again. The G spelling of g, the double G spelling of g, and the GH and GU spellings of g, often at the beginning of words, and the double G spelling of g often in the middle of words. Okay, so let's find ourselves a new space to write, new piece of paper, or rub your whiteboards clear. We're going to move on. We're going to be reading and sorting out words that have different spellings of the r sound, which we know how to do. We've done that before. So, practice again. We need 4 sections. So, I'm just going to do it with lines again like we've done before. 4 lines, but you can do it however you normally divide up your board. Doesn't have to be too neat, as long as it's clear to you where the different sections are. And I'm just going to give myself a margin so I know which r spelling I'm talking about. Okay, the first word that I want you to look for the r spelling in is 1, 2, 3, friend. The word is friend. So over to you. We need to use that space to organise these words according to the r spelling. And we can see we've got the letter R spelling the r. That's our first way to write the r sound. And we say the sounds f, r, e, n, d. Friend, friend. Okay. Next word. After 3, the word is 1, 2, 3. Carrot. Carrot. Over to you. I think it's the double R spelling of there, so that's our second section. And we can say the sound to build the syllables, and say the syllables to build the word k, a, ka, t, rut, carrot, carrot. 2 spellings, still the same sound. Okay, what about this word? The word is... Actually, no. Let's give it its full name. So it's 4 syllables. So don't worry, just take your time and try. In fact, I'll mark where the syllables are. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have rhinoceros. Okay, now in rhinoceros there are 2 r sounds, aren't there? So we're going to need to put it in 2 sections. The first is that RH spelling at the beginning. So that's our third r spelling, and we can write it with the syllables, okay? So I, ri, no, se, ros. Ri, no, se, ros. Rhinoceros. The second spelling is just the R on its own over here on the final syllable. Ros, ros. So we build that into our first section too. And we can say I, ri, o, no, se, ros. Rhinoceros. Okay. 2 spellings, just 1 sound in the same word. Good stuff. That was a long word, so impressive if you've managed to get that done. I know you have. Right. Let's have, what about this one? The word is 1 syllable, and it's 1, 2, 3. Wrist. Your wrist. Okay? And it's the WR spelling of r, I can see. So it's our final section. And we say wrist. Wrist. Okay. Let's have 2 more words, I think. Let's have a name. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Henry. And that's the R spelling on its own. And we'll put that up here. Hen. Re. Henry. And 1 more for today, and then we'll finish with our sentence work. Okay. Right, let's have this word. So you can remember what this word means. The word is 1, 2, 3. Ring, but it's not the type of ring that you wear on your finger. It's not the verb to ring a bell. It's if you are twisting fabric or material to get water out of it or liquid out. So if you had a wet flannel, you would wring the flannel in your hands like this to get some of the moisture out. So you wring the moisture out, okay? And we can write that word in this section because it has the WR spelling. And we say I, ring. Okay, 3 of those different spellings of the sound occur usually towards, 2 of them occur usually towards the beginning of words, or at the beginning of words. Those 2 are RH and WR. These 2 spellings often are at the beginning of words. Double R often is in the middle of words, and R is often towards the beginning of words, or on the in polysyllabic words, in words with more than one syllable. It can occur. So, finally, what I want you to do is read those sounds to read the words. So we say friend, friend. And we clear our board, or we move on to a next page for the last piece, okay? So read the sounds to read the words, and then we'll carry on with the last part of the lesson. Okay. Right. When you're ready, pause if you're not ready, that's fine. And come back together. Okay. So the last thing for this morning is some sentence work, okay? So we're going to say a sentence, and then we're going to try to write it with different spellings of the Z sound as our focus. So the sentence is this. Louise buzzed the buzzer, but it was no good because Zach was having a snooze. Okay, once again. Louise buzzed the buzzer, but it was no good because Zach was having a snooze. Our turn together. Louise buzzed the buzzer, but it was no good because Zach was having a snooze. Okay, your turn. Okay, so we're going to start with the first 4 words, okay? So I want you to pause, see if you can remember what they are, and you try to use your sounds to build the syllables and the syllables to build the words. So the first 4 words are Louise buzzed the buzzer. Okay, so have a try and then come back together and I'll be here showing you how it's done. Let's see. Louise. Ooh. Oo. E. Z. Louise. Louise buzzed. B. A. Z. D. B. A. Z. D. Louise buzzed the buzzer. B. A. B. Z. A. Z. Buzzer. Louise buzzed the buzzer. Okay, so change anything that you need to. We've got the double Z spelling of Z in buzz and buzzer, because it's before the suffixes at the end of the word. And we have the SE spelling of Z in Louise's name. So 2 spellings, 1 Z sound. Louise buzzed the buzzer. Okay, so the next 5 words. Louise buzzed the buzzer, but it was no good. But it was no good. Over to you. But. B. A. T. But. It. I. T. good. G, d. But it was no good. And we can see that we've got the S spelling of z in was. Louise buzzed the buzzer, but it was no good. So we've got 3 different spellings, just one z sound so far. Okay, are there any more different spellings of z that we haven't got yet? Let's keep going. So the next 6 words, the last 6 words. Louise buzzed the buzzer, but it was no good. Why? Because Zach was having a snooze. Because Zach was having a snooze. Okay, because. The, E, B, cos, K, O, Z. Because Zach. Z, A, K. Because Zach was. W, O, Z. Having. A, ha, v, e, having a snooze. Sn, oo, z. Okay, one final spelling of z there. Let's see if we've spotted it. Because Zach, with capital Z, was having a snooze. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different spellings, just one z sound. The double Z spelling in buzzed and buzzer, the SE spelling in Louise and because, the S spelling of z in was, Z on its own for Zach's name, and ZE at the end of snooze. Okay, and one last thing, of course, we need our stop mark. Good. Okay, and that's it for today. So, have a lovely day, and I'll see you back here the same time tomorrow. Okay, have a good day.